Disclaimer: I'm not native English speaker and I have never written such a long text in English before. I'm sure there may be, and will be, a lot of grammar mistakes. My story is long. I was always a weirdo. At school, I was always the weird kid who was bullied by others and having no friends. Looking at it retrospectively, I made a lot of mistakes. I was avoiding people because I was scared if I talked to somebody it may result in another wave of bullying. And I wasn't really interested either. I was always a nerd who was in computer science and stuff. When at the end of my primary school, in my country for kids 6 to 15 years old, 9 grades, when my male classmates were staring to date girls I was doing my computer stuff, I thought, why would I lose my time with others? What a stupid of me. Then I started my secondary school, 4 grades. I still didn't think about talking to others so much, but I was started to change when I was about 17. The secondary school I was attending was the Electronics Josh Computer Science School, and in your class there were no girls. Literally, the whole school had about 1,000 students, which only about 50 was females. But I still didn't consider this matters important. Soon after I graduated, when I'm looking on it now, I clearly see I completely wasted the era of my life when one is supposed to learn the principles of socializing. After the secondary school, I gave a try to university, but I failed. It was just too difficult. Also, during those 2 years, I didn't make any social contacts that are worth mentioning. I was still the weirdo. And then I got to work. My first full-time job was at McDonald's. I considered it being temporary, but at the end I was there at full-time for about 18 months, and I still occasionally work there as part-timer. At the work for me, it was first time. After years, I actually have a chance to talk to a girl, or rather I say woman, of my age. It may sound crazy, but at my secondary school there were no girls, and the same goes for the university. And for me having no friends at all, it really meant I haven't casually talked to a girl for maybe 5 or 6 years. I remember how clueless I was. I was, and I think I still am, an overgrown child with no clue how many things an adult world works. One day the manager sent me to wipe the floor. They tell me they want me to wipe the floor at locker rooms. Both men and women lockers. I remember how I was uncertain and how it feels just not right. I'm a guy, so I really shouldn't enter women lockers. It was very awkward for me, but I got to use of it after some time. And then the weirdest thing in my life happened. One of the female workers here somehow showed interest in me. I still don't understand how it happened, and even what actually happened. Well, as expected, our interaction lasts for about 1 month. Then we break up without even officially saying it. I think the guilty was on both sides. Surely she quickly realized I'm an incompetent idiot who have absolutely no idea how to treat her. Honestly, I was scared, and it also somehow doesn't feel right to me. It was something I was thinking one day may happen, but when it was there, I didn't know what to do. I was really scared. I was scared about how I'm supposed to tell somebody I have a girlfriend. How I'm supposed to tell my parents the big news that their weird son, who never ever shown any interest in women, suddenly got a girlfriend. Another thing is, I think I didn't fall in love with her. I liked her until I found out she isn't that great as she looks at the beginning. But I don't think I actually fallen in love with her. But really, I do not even know what falling in love really is, since I have probably never experienced that. I'm not even sure if I'm even capable of falling in love anymore. Not much happened between us. We hold hand for a few times and I received my first and last kiss in my life. Nothing more. When we break up, she already ended her job. In reality, she was fired, and I never hear about her or saw her ever again. This was in 2016. Shortly after this episode, I also got a new work, which I have until today. I work as an electromechanist for a railway company. After all the years, my life doesn't change. I'm still a loner with almost no friends. I have few friends, but we are all weirdos. I realized how bad my life is at the spring 2020. Everyone was talking about how they can't go to the pub with friends, and they have to go somewhere else, but for me, literally nothing changed. Now I'm almost 31. I feel bad, lost in life, lacking motivation to improve myself, because there is nobody to applaud it. And it gets worse. I remember my grandmother telling me being alone doesn't hurt that much when one is young, but become painful when one gets old. It is already painful for me. I do not understand myself. I feel badly because I do not have anyone who cares about me, except my parents. But I also can't imagine myself being in relationship with. Now I'm almost 31. I feel bad, lost in life, lacking motivation to improve myself, because there and nobody to applaud it, and it gets worse. I remember my grandmother telling me being alone doesn't hurt that much when one is young, but become painful when one gets old. It is already painful for me. I do not understand myself. I feel badly because I do not have anyone who cares about me, except my parents. But I also can't imagine myself being in a relationship with someone. It's a weird idea for me. I have a coworker who is 2 years older than me, who have a wife and 3 kids. I know it's totally normal to have a family in this age, but I just can't imagine myself in the role of being a father. I look just absurd to me. I guess I'm still an overgrown child after all, and I will probably always be. For all the younger people than me here, please do not let yourself become a failure like me. If you are 20, you still have time. If you are over 30 like me, your time is up.